Welcome to the Nevis Newscast for Thursday, January 30th, 2020. I'm Fredicia Liburd. His Excellency Bruce Lendon, Australian High Commissioner to St. Kitts and Nevis, paid a courtesy call on Premier and Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Honourable Mark Brantley, on Wednesday, January 30th, at his office at Pennis.
And I would want to extend a warm Nevisian welcome to Your Excellency. It's an afternoon here in Nevis, and I know that you've had a long day. I too have had a long day, but I think that it's important that the public sees you and sees your visit. We, of course, have had an excellent relationship, St. Kitts and Nevis, with Australia, and I had a good personal relationship with your predecessor, which I hope that you and I will develop as well. Australia is a very important country, and we certainly look forward to cementing what are already close ties with your country. We have several things in common, for example, cricket, and our love for cricket, education and educational pursuits. We know that people here have benefited from tertiary education in Australia. We have been very sympathetic with your country on the terrible fires and the loss of life and property that you've encountered, and I'm sure we'll have an opportunity to discuss all of those and other matters as well. So a warm welcome, not only to St. Kitts and Nevis, but also to Nevis, where you are here with us.
His Excellency Lendon thanked the Premier for meeting with him.
Thank you very much for your very generous welcome, and thank you for the very generous hospitality you've shown me since arriving on Nevis. It's been a very interesting visit to the island, and I must simply say that this is one of the most beautiful places I've seen, certainly in the region and probably around the world. I'm very pleased to be able to be here today.
The High Commissioner arrived in St. Kitts and Nevis on January 26, 2020. He presented his credentials the following day to Honourable Vance Amory at Government Headquarters in St. Kitts. At the time, the Senior Minister was acting Prime Minister. High Commissioner Lendon is scheduled to leave the island on January 30th, 2020. Persons 18 years and older are being invited to take advantage of an opportunity to improve their communication and leadership skills by becoming a member of the educational organization Toastmasters International. Arthur Cassius is the Area Director for the Caribbean and the Area Director for St. Kitts and Nevis, Anguilla and St. Eustatius.
It's the cheapest and most affordable educational program that there is. And Toastmasters is the only organization that focuses on self-development, how to build a better you. Many times during your work, you may be asked to present a speech or to conduct a meeting. Now, have you had experience doing this? Or is it just assumed that because you've had a degree in something that you can do this? And this is where Toastmasters is here to support you and help you build on your skills. Public speaking is one of the #1 fears, and we just cannot take it for granted. So Toastmasters is here to help you get rid of that fear of public speaking, to help build your self-confidence and let you know whether you're in the office, out the office, you're attending college, you have something to do at church, something in the community, you can do it, and we can help you accomplish this. And you can do all of this through gaining your certificate, communicating, and taking leadership roles.
On Saturday, February 1st, members of the non-profit organization will host a 2-hour open house for persons in Nevis who may be interested in forming a Toastmasters club.
On Saturday, the focus is to build interest. I would like to see how many persons are interested. Also, I will be doing a survey at what time they would like to have a meeting for the persons who are interested. What would be the most suitable time for a meeting for them? If it's on the weekend or it's on the weekday, and at what time, so that we can move forward in having a meeting. For a Toastmasters club to be started, we must have a minimum of 20 members. So we want 20 members. So I'm not expecting 20 persons to come. On Saturday, I'm expecting like 200 people to come because Nevis is capable of having more than one club.
Toastmasters International promotes communication and leadership skills through regular club meetings and its online educational program entitled Pathways.
From Pathways, you choose your path. You choose your path. It's available on your laptop, on your phone. You choose your path of what you would like to build on. Now, the great thing about Pathways, as you choose your path and you are successful in doing your part, you get certificates which you can add to your CV or resume, and you also have the opportunity, you can request a letter be sent to your job, so you can let them see how you are doing outside of work, what skills you are building on, and this will also give you some leverage if you need to have a discussion about getting an increase at work or getting that promotion that you have been looking forward to. So come on Saturday and let's talk Toastmasters. I'm also looking for sponsorship, so if you are interested in being a sponsor for the open house, which is only 2 hours between 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., you can contact me on 668-9777. That is 668-9777. And come on out, let's talk Toastmasters. Let me and my team help you build on your communication and your leadership skills.
The open house, dubbed Talking Toastmasters, will run from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturday, February 1st at the St. Paul's Anglican Church Hall. The sacrifices of men and women of Her Majesty's Customs and Excise Department in St. Kitts and Nevis were praised by the Honourable Vance Amory during an address in observance of International Customs Day. Senior Minister Amory recognized the work of the officers, noting they rose to the occasion during the hectic Christmas and Carnival season. One only has to look at what happens at Christmas time to see the dedication of the men and women of the Customs and Excise Department. From working on weekends to ensure our Christmas gifts and parcels are released on time for that sacred day, to working in the hot sun on Sundays to facilitate the boat rides, to the extra hours at afternoons and evenings to ensure that cargo is warehoused, examined, and released. Amory added that the efficiency of the staff at Her Majesty's Customs and Excise Department has helped St. Kitts and Nevis to be rated as #1 in CARICOM in the Doing Business report, Trading Across Borders. These are indeed worthy accomplishments and signify that the government is serious about business and international trade. The senior minister's remarks were made at the Antioch Baptist Church in St. Kitts, where members of the Customs and Excise Department gathered to worship on Sunday, January 26th. The church service was the first in a series of events to mark International Customs Day. The theme was Customs Fostering Sustainability for People, Prosperity, and the Planet. Still to come, Department of Agriculture to host first farmers market for 2020. The details after this break. Welcome back. The 10K tree planting initiative put on by the Ministry of Agriculture will benefit the island in numerous ways. This is according to Deputy Director of the Department of Agriculture, Floyd Liebert.
Plant can act as a noise barrier, also filter our air from debris, those small micro debris that you are not seeing with your naked eyes, to intercept those and help protect us and protect our respiratory system. Not only that, as I mentioned, these plants could be processed into some sort of fresh juice. You could eat it as it is fresh, and you could continue to process it. So that could add to your nutrients for good growth, health, and development.
Liebert was speaking at the launch of the 10K tree planting initiative, which took place on Wednesday, January 29th at the St. Thomas's Primary School. He also used the opportunity to urge the children to take good care of the plants.
We want to encourage the children here at St. Thomas's Primary to take this initiative seriously and to come and check to make sure that these plants are doing well. Plants need water just like children need food to grow. So we are encouraging you. We want to make you the guardians of these plants that is being planted here. So if you see a fellow classmate or fellow student trying to disrupt the plants in any way or trying to cause some damage to those plants, we want you to call on them and to report it to the headmistress. Because we want to continue. Some years ago we would have set up a little garden here at the St. Thomas's Primary School. I am happy that we are back here now, and for 2020 we want to take it a little further. We want to do more for all the schools on the island of Nevis, not only in the tree planting aspect, but in fruits and vegetables. So we are working hard.
Deputy Director of the Department of Agriculture, Floyd Liburd. The Ministry and Department of Agriculture will be hosting its first farmers market for 2020 tomorrow, Friday, January 31st at the top of Government Road. Chief Extension Officer at the Department of Agriculture is Steve Reed.
Come on out, you will be given a range of vegetables that the farmers have produced.
On special offer will be onions from the Potworks Agricultural Station.
The general public should be aware that the onions are going at $1 per pound. We are also going to be offering for sale the onions to the supermarket and restaurant and etc. So you can contact the marketing division or anyone in the Department of Agriculture for information as to how to order and to get the onions. We normally would leave the onions in the field to dry. That's sun dry. That's what gives them the crispy golden color skin. Unfortunately, the cloud cover and the rain have prevented us from achieving 100% drying of the onions, although presently most of the onions is around 80% dried. So we are encouraging the general public who would purchase these onions to store them in the refrigerator, because as they are not 100% dry, leaving them in room temperature may cause them to deteriorate at a more rapid pace than if it was completely dried.
Farmers Market begins at 4 p.m. That's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, I'm Felicia Liburd. Thank you for viewing.